The time is 6:31 on WKYT this morning. A Southern Kentucky woman is charged with murder after a Knox County stabbing.
A Kentucky sheriff says his deputy did not do anything wrong when he handcuffed a disabled child in school.
Looking outside at the moment, I just don't see anything going on. However, you look back toward the west, here comes a lot of rain. I'll show you when you can expect that coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from the WKYT News team. Here we are on Wednesday. It's August 5th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We're tracking a chance for storms later today. Some of them could be severe.
And that could mean a lot of rain. That's the big issue out there. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking the threat on this WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day.
Yeah, and the First Alert Severe Weather Day is in there, not for damaging winds, tornadoes, or even isolated hail. But it really it's going to be for that flash flooding. So we're just saying heads up later on today, off into the evening hours. That's when it starts, but the bulk of it actually comes overnight and into tomorrow. There's some pretty good chances of rain right there for this afternoon and off into the evening, heading our direction. I think most of your day stays dry. If you're trying to get some of that yard work done, you'll want to do it during the morning hours or early afternoon. After that, all bets are off because those storms will start to move on in. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s, but it's about the rain. Now, I'll show you how much rain you can expect. Who has the best chance at potential flooding coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Thank you. We are tracking developing news in southern Kentucky this morning. A Knox County man was stabbed to death, and a woman is now charged with murder.
Barberville police say 38-year-old Don Woolham was found on Pitzer Street in Barberville. He died at the hospital. Witnesses told police Woolham was stabbed by Jessica Hubbard. Police arrested her at a home nearby and charged her with murder. We're also tracking developing news in Jessamine County. A suspect has been named following a 5-hour standoff by police.
A dispatcher's telling us that Marty Baker was arrested at a home on Handy's Bend Road south of Wilmore. Police were in a standoff situation there from midnight until about 5 o'clock this morning. We're still working to learn exactly what charges Baker is now facing.
Well, 6 years after a downtown block was leveled, Lexington is left with a gaping hole right in the middle of the city.
And a lot of talk about it, certainly. After back and forth threats of legal action, we're closely watching what will happen next with the Centerpoint project. An important deadline is today. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our live desk now to explain. Michelle?
Yeah, today we're asking Lexington city leaders for an update on Centerpoint. The time period for Lexington developer Dudley Webb to reach a deal with investors expires today. Dudley Webb is the developer behind Centerpoint project. City officials gave him 90 days to reach a deal with an unknown investor to revive the project at the center of downtown Lexington. The project has been surrounded by controversy since it began in 2008, and an entire city block was leveled to make room for a hotel high-rise that was planned to be completed by the fall of 2010. Fast forward over 4 years later, and in April, the city demanded that Webb fill in the block. Now, after threats of legal action, the city backed off and gave Webb 90 days to work with the development group. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray said he cannot talk where negotiations go from here until the 90-day period is up. Webb has previously said that there is work going on behind the scenes to continue forward with the project. Now, Webb has admitted that he's disappointed the project has taken so long, but he told WKYT that he has no comment other than the 90-day period that he's been working with possible financial prospects. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Okay, could be an interesting day ahead with those questions today, and we thank you very much, Michelle. A Kentucky sheriff is defending his deputy who is seen on video handcuffing a disabled elementary school student. Kenton County Sheriff's Deputy Kevin Sumner is named in a federal lawsuit filed by the ACLU. The lawsuit says Deputy Sumner also handcuffed a 9-year-old girl in the same way. Both children have been diagnosed with ADHD and other disabilities, but the sheriff says the school asked police to help defuse a threatening situation. In a statement, Sheriff Chuck Corzaborn said that his deputy did what he was sworn to do and that all of the facts have not been presented.
Happening today, a committee will discuss what to do with a controversial statue in Frankfort. Jefferson Davis was president of the Confederacy. Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear and both candidates for governor have called for a statue of Davis to be removed from the Capitol Rotunda following the racially motivated murder of 9 black church members in South Carolina in June in Charleston. According to our latest Bluegrass poll results, 73% of Kentuckians think the statue should stay. We could learn the committee's recommendations this afternoon. The Kentucky Board of Education is meeting this morning to review candidates for a new state education commissioner. Terry Holliday announced months ago he's retiring at the end of August. The education department says the board plans to spend much of the morning in closed session with the firm hired to find a replacement for Holliday. They will also discuss appointing an interim commissioner.
Well, we're tracking a crime alert this morning after police say a woman has robbed another Lexington hotel. Police say the woman pulled a gun on the clerk at the Sleep Inn in Hamburg. They say she was wearing a dark hoodie and pink flip-flops. And police say this robbery is similar to one yesterday morning at the Comfort Inn nearby there, just off Winchester Road. A brutal attack involving a pack of dogs could now lead to some changes in Lincoln County. The county attorney there says that he wants to make the county's dog ordinance considerably tougher. It comes a little more than a week after a woman was attacked by 7 dogs outside her home. The county attorney hopes to have a new ordinance drafted and ready for a vote by mid-September.
A hearing will continue this morning in Lexington, where a mother is accused of killing her son with vinegar. Dia Adams is charged with reckless homicide. Her 5-year-old son Joseph died in 2011. Yesterday, a medical examiner testified that she found cuts and bruises on the boy's body. She thinks those were caused when the mother forced her son to drink vinegar and the boy fought back. The defense is arguing that vinegar did not cause the boy's death. A Central Kentucky murder case is headed back to court today. Vernon Saunders is charged with the murder of his brother. Over a year ago, he told police he shot his brother, Timothy, thinking he was an intruder. But police say he then tied his brother to the back of a truck and dragged him down Troy Pike, where a passerby later found the body.
The time this morning is 6:38 on WKYT, and Kentucky Senator and presidential candidate Rand Paul has made the cut for this week's Republican presidential debate. Fox News selected the top 10 candidates for tomorrow night's debate in Cleveland. Donald Trump, Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, Mike Huckabee, Ben Carson, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Marco Rubio, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and Ohio Governor John Kasich were also selected. Now, the remaining candidates will take part in another debate that will be held hours before the main event. Well, Triple Crown winner American Pharoah is expected to make one more start before the Breeders' Cup Classic in Keeneland in Lexington coming up this fall. He is now expected to run in the Travers Stakes at Saratoga on August 29th. Owner Ahmed Zayat told the Blood Horse that he wants to win the Midsummer Derby to secure Pharoah's legacy. The Breeders' Cup Classic, of course, is going to be October 31st, an exciting time in Lexington.
Exciting and much anticipated. An artist has given a Veterans of Foreign Wars post in Lexington a patriotic new look. Scott Lebedo painted a mural on the side of VFW Post 680 on Leestown Road. As part of his Flags Across America tour, he's painting a flag on one VFW or American Legion post in every state. He says no 2 murals are exactly alike. A very interesting artistic patriotic work.
It's beautiful. Look at the waves and the flag
it's
there.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it really
detailed.
is.
Well, the Nib Rock Festival is going on this weekend in Corbin, but some people are already getting the party started early.
Right. Sanders Park, the city's newest tourism attraction right there in downtown, is going to be dedicated today. Park managers will also unveil a special statue of Colonel Harlan Sanders. The founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken opened his very first restaurant in Corbin in 1940. By the way, you can still go by there, still operational today.
Love it. I've been to one of the restaurants outside Louisville on the way. So it was really neat.
Yeah.
Yummy food.
All right, good deal. Time this morning is 6:40. It's 20 before 7 on WKYT this morning.
Let's get a check of traffic right now and see what's happening.
Here's Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. That stalled car on Leestown Road's been cleared, so we do have lanes open now inbound Leestown, trying to get past Masterson Station. On the south side of town, heaviest traffic right now is Nicholasville and Manowar. Not a big problem getting past that point, just starting to pick up for rush hour. As we get a live look outside, we'll show you Broadway and Red Mile, looking good there. No major issues to deal with on the interstate. Looking at our Waze map, we're good to go on the way in so far, even through our construction zones on Clays Mill Road. Getting a look there, and Manowar approaching that intersection. A live driver on the way in right now on Manowar approaching Alumni, reporting we're trouble-free. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, good deal. And Don, have a nice day out there. And of course, you can listen in to Officer Don and Deanna on 98.1 The Bull when you ride in this morning. A lot more news coming up on WKYT on Hump Day, Wednesday.
Some people have all the luck. That's the case for a lottery winner in Georgia who accidentally threw out his winning ticket. The story does not end there.
That is bad luck. First Alert Defender Live Radar, we're looking at the rain creeping into the state of Kentucky. I'll show you when it gets into the bluegrass region coming up in just a few minutes.